Hello and welcome back to the Google APIs for Rust and YouTube Uploader development stream. It's Byron speaking, and we are finally at a very interesting issue, which should be the first one of probably a few more to come, that works towards analyzing our entire set of options and making sense of it, and setting up a method builder that or a call builder that will finally make the remote call to the Google API. This is what we have been working for. This is kind of the most important thing, but for now it's just about the framework. So how is this going to look like? That is the Discovery API, and that's kind of the command that we have so far. So if you remember, there's this internal doit method that supports the dry run mode. The idea is that when we first create the engine, we will only create it if the dry run mode passes. Thus, if all the arguments make sense to us and we can use them. The dry run mode will basically find all the errors that there are in the current set of options and put them onto this invalid options error array, this invalid issues basically, or it contains issues. Maybe I want to rename this somehow. Argument issues or something. Anyway, so it will keep it all and then print it all to command line to the output at once. If there was no issue, then we will get an engine, and the final call to it will be doit, which just calls doit again with the actual results of the call, and this is then supposed to work. So the way this works right now is that we do all the logic here, like seeing what commands are set and what subcommands are set, basically which method we have to try to call. And then if it's a dry run mode, then nothing will happen and we will fall through and provide the respective output value. Yeah, I think so. And maybe, I just thought maybe I just want to have it differently. Maybe I just want to have the error option being none or being some, and if it is 0 we set it to none again, and thus actually discard the entire value. Why not? And then at the end of the game, because I don't like this kind of redundancy that we return it multiple times. Here we go. Error opt is none, like that, and then we return the error opt here, whatever it is in that moment. Anyway, this path is indeed unreachable, and considering that, I can as well remove this branch here. Makes it simpler, because in a way, this is not necessary here because I know it's going to be dry run, but if I wouldn't have this, I couldn't properly handle this return value here, which also now has to be here, right? Yeah, what do I want to do? Do I want to return explicitly or to have an else here? I think I'm more of an else guy. Yeah, let's do it like this. Good. So that's the return value. Same thing, but different. Opt, everything was 0, set it to 0. Then what happens is that in the moment this is not a dry run, whatever happens here in these branches will happen and will have a return value, which is an option with an API error. This will be returned later. Actually, cool. Actually, we have this branch. This means that we have let mut call result, which is an option of an API error. Yeah, and I just initialize it with none. Why not? And this call result will be returned in the other case. I think that's actually what this will be. Call result, and this will always be none. That is that. And the call result is something we will set all the time in here. And the idea is, So here, for instance, we know that it's the API's get rest method that is supposed to be called. And what I would like to have, and I'm quite aware that I'm editing a file here that I shouldn't edit, so probably because I'm happy with this, I will right away throw this in here, call result, and then update this. I think that's just hard-coded anyway, in the sense of no generation, no variable substitution happens here, something like that. So let's try that. That should already work. And then we go on. Yeah, found if main 63. Yes, reload, fine. Here we go. There is a semicolon missing. And illegal left hand side expression, because supposed to be that. And use of moved value issues. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I probably want to start the other way around, which also means that I have to specify the type here. So it's an option, invalid option, error, which is none. That's what I tried to work around by doing it the other way around. I want to be lazy, but failed ungracefully. So if this is greater than 0, then we actually set it, and then we provide that here. Yeah, so more code, huh? That's definitely more code. But the actual logic that this left side is always 0, that's better now. On the other hand, that call result is always going to be 0. You know what? I think I'm done. So the error opt is something I always want to have. Well, let's just say I want to have it here, because then if it's dry run and if you have something, we can set the error option to our error result, and in any case, you know, I can just return the call result and the error opt, which is like that, because hey, it's gonna be nothing, right? And right now we pretend to make the call even though it doesn't happen. Oh no, I also edited the wrong file, but I think that could be it. I would love to get around this type hint here, but I'm afraid I can't. I'm afraid not. I'm afraid I can't do that. Good. Config dir, what's that, hub call result. Okay, I'm expecting to change these. This is why it's mutable. Anyway, now we are here, all set up. That's just a little bit of refactoring, and now I want to show what I would like to see, which is basically this. So the call result should be now a function call, which is something like APIs get rest, and then what do we provide? We provide the information about whether or not we want to dry run, and we provide a mutable error here, because onto that one we want to push stuff, and this only returns a call result when it's doing the call, so most of the time this will be none anyway, and it will fill the issues here. And yeah, it will just always fill the issues array. I mean, we could also just skip this, but I think it will just push it on there no matter what, because yeah, the surrounding logic will make sure that nothing silly happens with that. And that's basically it. And this is what we see here in every branch, right? And that's the command list method, and that's it. And that's pretty much it. And all the nasty logic is going to be moved to these instance methods. Yeah, that's what I want. So first of all, for this, I will need a function that generates a name for me. Command ident. That's going to be method call call method. Yeah, call method ident or something. Call method ident, which takes a resource and a method and returns identifier for method dealing with options for the given resource method pair. That's pretty much it. It's really going to be very, very straightforward, because all it is an underscore, then one item here, then an underscore the other item, which shall be command ident. No, it's not command ident. It's ident, right? So we have another little function here that returns the ident, which is just this ident name, like that. Name. Then we have ident. Is this the case? Yeah, I think it's okay. And then we have the resource, another identifier of the method. Nice, and that shall be this. That's something we have to set up per method, so there is one more loop on that end here. And then we of course have to make the call. Let's make the call first. Let's pretend. Which will be here, that's and for each method, so that's exactly the space slot where the call will be, and that will be the indentation level. It's going to be self dot, then the identifier, which we also have to pick up, of the resource and the method, and we will pass along, oh yeah, we will assign the call result, and we will pass the dry run, and everything else is contained in our belly, is part of our structure that we have access to. We are not going to change this, so we are just an immutable self borrow here, and that's pretty much it. So that's going to be it for that part. I will save this and now just generate. Actually, I don't want to make this for now, I just want to build. Actually, I don't even want to build. Silly. I just want to generate. That is already done. But as you can see, oh wait, was there something missing? Oh yeah, the error, right? The mut error. Forgot that. Mut error. We'll have to put some stuff on there. Good, so now all that's missing is the actual implementation of that thing. So here we go again. I'm just brutally copying this now and killing a few lines. Not necessary, not necessary. And for each method. Documentation of that, absolutely necessary, otherwise it's really painful to understand. It's already painful to understand what this is, what's happening here, you know. Really, the most difficult thing with this generator code is to find the spot where you have to edit stuff. Once you have it, it's fine, but you know, finding it is the difficult part. Writing this stuff is also relatively fine, because you kind of know what you're up to in the moment you're doing it, but when you are actually trying to modify it, then you realize that it makes no sense at all, kind of, at the first glimpse. All right, so here we have fn, then this, call method identifier for our resource and our method. And then we have a immutable self borrow, we have dry run, which is a boolean, and we have a mutable error, which is a mut of an invalid option error, a mut borrow, and we shall return an optional API error, which by default shall be none, and we are done. So that's the implementation. That should actually work. Let's give it a new line here, and let's give it a new line here. No, wait, that will be a double new line then. So yeah, let's do that. Let's try to build. And that already looks pretty good. Awesome. And now it's really up to us. It's engine Mako. It's up to us whether we want to put all the logic in here. I mean, here there's quite a lot of code already in new. Is this new even? Yes, this is new. So I think it would not be a bad idea to just factor this out and say, okay, we enter a new function here like that. And this is really about infrastructure here. So I'm totally willing to do this. Where do I have, did I factor this out anywhere else? I thought so. Anyway, I thought so. Where is this? Actually not here. I think, yeah, in commands maybe, huh? Here I might have put some methods for me, and actually two different scopes. Yeah, but that doesn't matter for us here. No. Anyway, here I did that. Having small defs, which is not that small if you think about it, but that's how it is, you know, this stuff grows always. Sidebar. So I definitely want to factor this out. And I guess I would just pick up util Mako and get my template here. It's not supposed to be buffered though. That is not required. What's the name? It's gonna be handler call impl, method call impl or something. Method call impl. And it takes a context, it takes a resource, it takes a method. And that's all the information, the context information we have there anyway, and that shall suffice. And I'm totally in the wrong file. Totally. If current. Want to have it here. Good. Method call impl. Let's put it here. Yeah, I want to put it there because this extra white space would it show up? I don't know. I think it would not show up. Let's try that. Sometimes it's easier to try than to know. Method call impl. Give it a C, give it a resource, give it a method. Thank you. We shall be done. No new line. The new line comes from this one here exclusively. So in theory that should look the same now. And it does. Even though we have successfully factored out the difficult stuff. That's cool because, you know, that's the structure here, and that's as easy as the structure gets, I think. There's no real reason I see except for this. We could factor this out, but on the other hand, I think it's still sufficiently easy to understand what's going on. It's fitting a screen, right? And really, the only reason that this looks a little bit difficult is that it's all this if-else stuff going on in the clustering here, or the nesting, but the rest is just fine. Okay, so the cool thing is that now we can have one particular specially made method that will handle the very specific call builder that we will need. And that's really it. That's the infrastructure that we require. And I think also the way we handle errors and the way we handle our arguments, you know, we are cool here. We're totally fine. Opt. I'm wondering, should I put this up there? Yeah, I think I should put this up there just to look a bit more, you know, even though it's not needed there. You know, you should initialize your resource late, I think. On the other hand, here it doesn't really matter. So having this block on the top that initializes like 10,000 things, it's kind of a bad habit. So from that point of view, I think it should be there. On the other hand, it doesn't make a difference, really. Yeah, so let's put it there. Then it looks a bit more uniform, and that shall already be it. I think that concludes this ticket after how much time? 20 minutes, that's pretty good. It's just infrastructure, right? So there's more coming now. I think I will do this on this ticket. No, I won't do this on this ticket. Let's have one issue per thing now. That's awesome. It's actually, yeah, feed, CLI, kind of infrastructure. Infrastructure for call and dry run handling. Now we are able to cleanly handle our arguments on a per call, well, per method basis. The generated code won't clutter our design as we put the details into their own methods. And that fixes 59. 59. Yes. Cool. So thanks for watching and hope to see you around.